Coming up on Sowerby and Luff Deluxe, can a cat adjust a thermostat?
Is it okay to sniff other people's sweat?
Ooh, and we hear from a man who was bitten on the pants by a peacock. This is Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.
Live on tape from Studio Senseless in leafy London town, it's Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.
Hello, astute, discerning listeners. Welcome to this boisterous new episode of Sowerby and Luff Deluxe. I'm Brian Luff.
And I'm Georgina Sowerby.
Factoid Android is here.
Hello, Brian and Georgina.
Do you have another quality factoid for us this week?
Yes, I have a quality factoid for you.
I can't express how much we're looking forward to hearing it.
Here is my quality factoid. It is impossible for a human being to lick their own elbow. Factoid Android.
Is that true? Georgina, can you lick your own elbow?
Is this robot from the 1950s? That's such an old factoid.
Actually, I think it is from the 1950s. I think that's why I got it so cheap, Georgina.
Because really? I mean, lick your own elbow? That's where we're going with this, is it?
No, there were a few factoid androids available.
Okay,
right? The name is Factoid Android, but there were a few of these.
How cheap was this? Are they paying us to use this factoid android?
The licence was relatively cheap compared with other AIs.
Right, okay.
So I think you have to be slightly patient with Factoid Android. He's doing his best.
No, I don't think I can lick my own elbow.
Are you going to try now?
Yes.
Go.
I can't do it.
I don't believe you. Thing is, lovely listeners, I can't see Georgina's elbow from here. I can, because there's a computer screen between us, I can only see Georgina's eyes and her glasses, you see. Mm-hmm. So even if she was licking her elbow now, I wouldn't be able to see.
No, and I'm not. So let's move on swiftly.
That was Factoid Android. Up next on Sowerby and Luff Deluxe, it's Matters Arising.
Sowerby and Luff, Sowerby and Luff, Sowerby and Luff, Sowerby and Luff.
What have you got for us on Matters Arising, Georgina?
My favourite thing that happened this week, overly dramatic fall of the week.
Overly dramatic fall.
Overly dramatic fall of the week. A little girl was in front of me with her father on my little outing today towards the centre of N8, and she was very cute. And I was just admiring her outfit and thinking, I'd wear that outfit. And she was doing those little steps that little girls do, and she fell over, put her hands in the way, and there was that wonderful silence. You know, the silence where everyone waits to see, now, is this going to be just
brushed? Is the
child
going to cry? Yeah.
Is it going to be brushed off as a laugh, oh dear, I fell over there? But that momentary silence turned into a scream. So the father picked her up and looked at her and went, "You're all right, you're all right." To which the little girl replied in a non-overdramatic fashion, I think I'm blind. Which I think is one of the best responses I've ever heard to falling over. And from now on, if anything happens to me, I think I'm going to say, I think I'm blind.
When we're that age, we know how to do drama
better
than anything.
Why do we lose that? We lose the ability to skip and giggle at things outright, and also to be overly dramatic. I love that sense of drama in a child. I love that.
You got any other matters?
I have. If that hasn't interested you, sniff it. I learnt this the other day. Someone was saying that someone walked into the room I was in and was quite sniffy. And someone else said, no, that's actually not a bad thing, because apparently smelling someone else's sweat can relieve or reduce social anxiety. Now, of course, it reduces social anxiety, because if you're going round the room sniffing people's armpits, then people are going to stand back. You don't have to make conversation, do you? Because everyone's avoiding you. And therefore you won't have any social anxiety. Have you found that?
Is there such a thing as like reverse deodorant? Can you buy a can?
Yes, you can.
That instead of
hormones,
instead of stopping you sweating, is there sweat in a can? Can you actually spray sweat on?
I don't think you can spray sweat on, but you can buy pheromones and hormone smell that you can spray on.
And are there any perfumes that
just
that
smell
are
of
actually
female sweat? Female Sweat by L'Oreal. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I mean, some countries, they prefer the smell of sweat and not the smell of sweat, don't they? I think in this country, the overriding desire is to not smell sweat,
smell of sweat.
generally speaking.
No.
But I think that's something that's just evolved, really, and that it's probably much more natural to be completely happy with the smell of, let's call it perspiration.
Perspiration. Ladies perspire. That's what my grandma always taught me. Ladies don't sweat, they perspire. She used to, I'm not sure why. Anyway, so maybe if everyone around you was smelly, you'd be really relaxed. It's the equivalent maybe of smoking a joint. Like if everyone around you is smelly, you can just kick back and relax. Anyway, I just found that interesting. And another thing this week, which is a thing I think that's made me laugh more than any other thing this week, and I've seen a lot of funny stuff this week. I was looking at Prince Charles's coronation and seeing how he was making it cheaper. Which is quite funny. And apparently he's going to reuse coronation gowns that someone else had, designed for their coronation.
Do they smell of sweat?
Probably, yes. But it's king sweat, so it's okay.
Oh, it's royal sweat.
It's royal sweat,
Is royal
everybody.
sweat blue? Like royal blood?
Maybe it's just pure gold. And he said it said that Prince Charles he used at his coronation cruelty-free holy oil. Cruelty-free holy oil.
Cruelty-free holy oil.
How is holy oil cruelty?
Well,
how is it cruel to start off with?
When you were researching this, did you look at how holy oil was made?
Well, what happened is I didn't research any further. It won't surprise you to find out, but I just love the idea. Now, this cruelty-free, maybe the holy oil comes from, I don't know, the testicles of some donkeys from Southeast Asia. I'm not sure where they get it from.
Is the holy oil the same as incense, isn't it? How do they use the holy oil in this?
I think they anoint you. They anoint your forehead or something.
It's not like when they come in with the incense and they wave that thing around.
They waft that around, don't they? Maybe it's made from, isn't that the...
musk, maybe?
Yes. Yeah, because that's nasty, isn't it? That's from bottoms.
Maybe
or
when you're
something.
anointed, it's got a lovely smell.
Oh,
maybe
relaxing.
Maybe it's
that.
that.
Yeah, but they could do... until this year, they couldn't do it cruelty-free.
So let's assume then. I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess that it's perfumed with something like musk.
Yes, okay.
And that extracting
the musk
from the musk is probably not very comfortable for the musk, right? So, this is a typical Sowerby and Luff scenario. Yeah. Here's the musk, right? Walking along, minding its own business. Yeah. A bishop, right, wearing a big tall hat, creeps up behind the musk, does whatever it is you do to a musk to extract the musk.
With a spatula.
Which is cruel.
Yes,
right,
it is cruel.
Before letting the terrified musk run off into the undergrowth, squealing. And, of course, then that evening, the musk is then talking to its friend.
Down the pub.
And its friend says, "You don't smell of musk this evening. What's going on?" And the guy says, "Look, my musk was extracted today by an archbishop from the Anglican Church."
It's one of those things, isn't it?
And I have to say, it was a very painful experience.
It wasn't pleasant at all.
Because the musk is probably in the smell of the musk is probably in the anus.
I think it is in the general bottom area, yes.
So the Anglican archbishop in question must have had to somehow squeeze the nether regions
Yes.
of the musk. No, I'm completely with Charles on this.
Yes.
I can see
All
that
holy oil should be
if
cruelty
you're
free.
going to have holy oil, you
Yeah.
should not have to inflict
No.
cruelty
No.
on any animal.
No.
I should point out, I'm only using musk as an example
Yes,
here.
other animals probably have their anuses squeezed
I'm sure
for
they do.
a smell.
But if cruelty is involved, then it must involve some kind of living creature, obviously.
Yes,
So-
or a person. Maybe they just scrape the underarms of really relaxed people.
I do. I'm not a very religious person, as you know, Georgina.
I
but,
do.
but I do love the smell of incense. You know, when
Okay.
you go into a church, when you're on holiday and you go and view a beautiful cathedral.
Yes.
And there's that lovely sort of incensey smell, isn't
That
there?
smell you like.
Yeah.
Incense you like.
I like
but I
that smell.
spray a bit of lavender in the bedroom and you go ballistic.
And it's probably something like frankincense or myrrh, isn't it, that they squirt around. I always remember when I used to go to 3 times I saw Jesus Christ Superstar at the Palace Theatre in the 70s and 80s. And one of the best bits of it was when all the cast used to come out waving incense, and it was purple
Right.
smoke. And it smelt magical.
Okay,
right?
well,
And
maybe you should find
and
out what was in it.
Filled the theatre.
Yeah.
Now, I would be horrified to think that now that maybe
came-
any kind of cruelty had been involved
yes.
in extracting that smell
Yes.
from the animal in question.
Let's move on from animals' bottoms.
Yeah, still to come on Sowerby and Luff Deluxe, corridors of conspiracy, or weird things that actually happened but probably shouldn't have. Don't bogart the finger monkey will be here.
Yay.
And just how small should a small dog be?
To listen to the full-length version of this podcast, go to patreon.com/Studio Senseless and become a patron of Sowerby and Luff Deluxe.